Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Wargaming Retreat. Today we'll be looking at this really cool thing, which is a supplement by Flames of War called Great War, which they released in the latest issue. I think it was, I can't remember, I think it was, it's the August issue of Wargames Illustrated. I'm afraid to say this came out about a month ago, so I don't know if it's still on sale, but you can probably pick it up somewhere. Thank you, my assistant has handed me the issue, and yes it is, the August 2014 issue of Wargames Illustrated. And what this is this is like a miniature supplement for Flames of War for the Great War. So this is for World War I, and it's pretty interesting, so let's have a look-see. So what we get is the first like 4 pages are on history. So we've got basic stuff about how the war started, then we've got a bit more in depth as to the course of the war and how technology changed. And then we have Great War special rules. So these are special rules for actually because it's in the Great War. So we have things about trenches, we have things about new things about defensive fire. All machine guns can now bombard, as in normal Flames of War British machine guns can do. There's rules for tanks, and that's an interesting thing. Tanks are new and weird and strange because these are World War I tanks with all these different turrets and guns and things on. They are classed as land ships, so they follow slightly different rules. All their guns don't lose rate of fire when they move, and they basically have hit points. So a tank can take 3 hits before it's destroyed, but it can be repaired back, and there's different degrees of damage. So after it's been damaged once, it can only shoot, it can't move, and after it's been damaged twice, it can't do anything, but it's still around. So there's really cool and interesting things like that. And we get like viewings, like where you can see stuff for the tanks, and different types. So there's 4 tanks. There's a female Mark IV, male's Mark IV, so a female just has machine guns and a male has 6-pounders, I think. Yes, 6-pounders. And then we also have a Whippet, which is a baby British tank that moves quite quickly, 8 miles an hour. And then we have the German tank, the A7W, which is like a mobile bunker. And then we have a bit more interesting law bits and a German special rule. The Germans lose all their original special rules from the Flames of War rulebook, but gain a new one, which is Infantry Vor, which is basically Stormtrooper move. And then the Germans get one list, as do the British, which is the Infantry Company. So got loads of interesting things here. You can have a reserve division or an infantry division. So basically you're confident trained or confident veteran, and it's so cool. You get like pistol teams, which are basically SMG teams with 2 shots instead of 3. Get anti-tank rifles, flamethrowers, grenade teams, and oh yes, you get grenade rifle teams you can do, and MG teams in your. Oh, it's just so interesting and cool. And then I think you get stormtroopers. I think they're stormtroopers, but they're not called stormtroopers. They're called Stoss platoons. So they have pistols and MGs built in, and I think they're designed to go out. And you can take tanks. And sorry, I'm not making much sense here, but it's just so cool. And the Germans can actually also take British tanks. So they can steal British tanks and use them as Beutepanzers. So you can steal tanks and such. Anyway, then we've got German Arsenal, lovely pretty pictures, and yeah. Then we get tree, and we get into the British stuff. So again, we have a bit more interesting history to look at before we get in, and we get British special rules. Again, they don't use any of the rules from here. Oh wait, they do. They use British Bulldog, and they have another one called Trench Fighters. British Bulldog is the same as the one they have in there. And Trench Fighters means that they hit on 2+ in assaults if they are veterans, instead of 3+ in melee. Pretty good. And then you get the British list, which is Rifle Company. And you can either Elite Division or Line Division, same, Competent Trained or Competent Veteran. They're designed slightly differently. Their infantry platoons start off with more already in it, like the grenade rifles. They get more tanks, I think, as well, as a general rule. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. But those are the lists. They're not the widest, but they're a cool introduction to the whole thing. And then at the end of the book we have Great War missions. So as a result of this, they have put in 3 of their own missions specially designed for the Great War. So we have the Big Push, which it seems to be it's just one side starts in trenches and the other must break through. Then we have Through the Mud and Blood, which seems to be some sort of that's another breakthrough. What that seems to be is that what it is, it's another breakthrough, but then the enemy, one side has already managed to get behind trench lines, so that's pretty interesting. And then finally you get the Green Fields Beyond, which seems to basically be a straight up fight between 2 sides, not many trenches in that. And then finally you get an interesting little bit on how to build a Great War battlefield. And that's it, the Great War supplement. I think it's really cool. I'm not sure whether I'm going to actually go into it much yet, but we'll see. I do like it though. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.